Hi, hello. Welcome back to another video that I'm finally recording after getting out of my depression era. A temporary depression era that lasts sometimes, but it's over now. Maybe. With my return, yet again, I'm going to be reacting to more dog shit, right-wing content and propaganda. Because it's fun. That's about it. I like doing this shit. It's kind of fun, and it's fun making fun of these people, because honestly, they're actually like hilarious in a sense. In a weird, sick way, despite how like evil they are. It's just really fun to make fun of these fucking pieces of shit. Because they are a joke, and they need... And as much of a joke they still are dangerous. You can be a joke and also dangerous at the same time. This isn't like the enemy is strong and weak at the same time. The enemy is quite pathetic, but they're also very dangerous in how pathetic they are. And, that's neither here nor there. This time I'm gonna look at Jeremy's razors. You ever heard of this? It's from fucking, was it Jeremy Boring, who is, I think he's the owner of the Daily Wire, something. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to right-wingers that much. I don't know who owns the Daily Wire. I was under the impression that Ben Shapiro owned it, but I don't know. It's neither that. Again, that's neither here nor there. So like, Jeremy created a razor because he was being canceled by Harry's and another razor company that escapes me at the moment. So like, out of spite, he decided to use all of his money and power and wealth to make his own razor and sell that, so that it'll be like this new brand of uncancelled razors or whatever. Very strange. Also very pathetic, considering how these right-wingers like to scream to the heavens and talk about how awful cancel culture is, and how it's a detriment, and how it's super bad, and it's a threat, and it takes away people's jobs, and this and that, and everybody loses, bad things happen, I'm going to die when I get canceled. And it's like, you're only just the only thing that at worst you may or may not lose a job that you can probably get back, and like you can work somewhere else. Usually the main thing people lose is like access to a social media platform, which you can survive without a social media platform. Hell, you can still look at a social media platform without having an account, or like you just don't have to interact with social media. Go outside and touch grass. I mean, that's more of a necessity, to be honest with you. Goes to show how fucking terminally online a lot of fucking right-wing pieces of shit are. They just care more about a social media clout than anything else. And another factor that goes into it is the fact that usually the people that get that get canceled, guys, people, if you're a fan of the Daily Wire or any just like right-wing fucktard, and you believe that cancel culture is like a really big deal that deserves like all the attention in the world, I need you to actually really think about this for a minute. Because 9 times out of 10, not even 10 times out of 10, the people that get canceled on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube or whatever are right-wing pundits. Not the average conservatives aren't getting canceled on Twitter, and they really scream about this a lot, and that's not happening at all. That is not the case. Conservatives aren't getting canceled on social media because the average conservative is not really in the eye of these like massive platforms. Like the average like regular like normie conservative that doesn't have a bunch of money and power can fly under the radar and do and say whatever the fuck they want to with no repercussions whatsoever. But if they are a large pundit, that has billions of followers, and along with those billions of followers, billions of dollars, they're the ones that get canceled. But it doesn't really mean anything because these people have so much money and power and influence that being canceled on Twitter or YouTube or whatever is like a drop in a bucket. Because they have so much money, power, influence, they can just create whatever thing they want to. They can make more money somewhere else, or find another platform to, or even make their own platform. And oftentimes they do this shit. And this whole Jeremy's Razor thing plays into it, proves my point. What exactly did the Daily Wire lose from getting canceled by Harry's Razors? Nothing. Actually, they got elevated. Now, no doubt, Jeremy's Razors is getting him more money than Harry's ever has. So, like, being canceled on Twitter is a godsend to people like this. The same thing happened with Count Dankula. I don't think he would have been nearly as popular as he is now if he wasn't canceled. And he didn't have a huge following, if I remember correctly. But he had a huge enough following to the point where he ended up getting canceled. And he also has an even larger following because of that cancellation. So, like, being canceled on Twitter only happens to powerful people. And these people are also, like, so powerful that it's like cutting off the head of the Hydra. They'll just come back with even more. So it's just like this whole cancellation, being canceled, cancel culture thing being a threat is bullshit. I hope I made my point very clear with that. So yeah, let's look at this dumb fuck commercial with Jeremy advertising his shitty fucking razor.
Do you remember when there were two genders and only 1.5 of them had to shave their mustaches?
Like, right off the bat, we already get like more talking about trans people. And if I remember correctly, they got canceled by Harry's because he doesn't support trans people, because, you know, this precious conservative ideology is like, you know, it's just an opinion, bro. But, like, the thing is, he and every conservative on a planet, they lose absolutely nothing for just accepting trans people. But they're so, like, dead set on, like, supporting an ideology that actually, like, harms marginalized groups like gay and trans people. And they promote that as, like, just some kind of, like, just a simple opinion, and it's just my personal values, despite the fact that your personal values actually affects a fuck ton of people negatively. Like, you people wouldn't really have this attitude when it comes to rape, right? Like, if somebody has like an ideological like support of rape or slavery, even, you're not gonna say that's like a simple opinion, are you? And I think back then, when those things were normalized, it is just like it would have been considered just a you know, a simple personal value, nothing more.
Oh, hi, I'm Jeremy Boring, CEO and God King of the Daily Wire. Harry's Razors used to advertise on our
CEO of the Daily Wire. Okay, so he is so he does own the Daily Wire, or is he joking? God King
shows. They're a great product, and we were happy to do it. That's before some peon who works for me went and said that boys are boys and girls are girls, and that was just too much for Harry's.
This is the whole boys are boys and girls are girls thing is a classic dog whistle to just be as exclusive towards trans people as possible. Because I agree with the fact that you know, boys are boys and girls are girls. that also applies to trans people as well. Trans girls are girls, and cis girls are girls. But you won't catch me saying girls are girls and boys are boys thing, because again, that's like a classic dog whistle to like be as inclusive towards trans people as possible. Because basically what he's saying is that trans people aren't who they say they are. Even though like when we say like trans women are women, we're not saying that they weren't born male. We're not saying that they weren't born with a penis. And I'm not even getting into intersex people and hermaphrodites and whatnot. So that's a whole other different story, and a whole other like factor that plays into this whole like into the conservative gender ideology. Yeah, I'm sorry. Conservatives are the ones with gender ideology, not trans people. Because their ideology is like pretty like is based on being exclusive towards trans people and intersex people. Like they really want to pretend that those people don't exist. They plug their ears and scream la 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 la.
They condemned our views held by millions of Americans and virtually every human who's walked the planet until about 15 minutes ago.
No, actually, the majority actually statistically is in support of trans people, so no. And even like ever since people walked the earth, no, because they think that their ideas around gender are like a fucking have been recognized ever since the dawn of humanity, when gender as we know it here in the West is a relatively new thing. And on top of that, like gender expression and gender in general is like very different depending on what culture you look at, and what time period you look at, and what background of that culture you're looking at. And like there are some like cultures where there's like, you know, sometimes there is no gender, or like I think even in Africa they're like effeminate men are kind of like a whole gender on its own. So like again, that just goes back into the fact that like we're not even talking about like biology not being a thing. But, like I'm pretty sure Harry knows that. I'm not Harry. Jeremy knows that. And like what he's actually like really in support of is just like this whole like all the gender roles that come with biology. And I don't think he has to like really openly say that for people watching his video to like actually picture that in their mind. Because like boys are boys and girls are girls values thing is like, right, girls wear dresses. If you're born with a vagina, you wear a dress. You are dainty. You are subservient. You are this. You are that. You are like you're the weaker, physically weaker thing, and you're emotional. And if you're born with a penis, then you are tough. You are the dominant. You are the king of the castle. You are a rock. You are an emotionless action hero. You are Superman. You must be Superman. If you are not, then you are weak, and you must try hard to be Superman, even if you might not want to be Superman, but do it. All of that is gender, and he doesn't even have to like openly say that. Again, for people to, but that's a click with people's minds, and for them to even consider that that's like reality. It's like no. He's pretending that it's about like it's inherently biology, but like the subtext, and in the back of every conservative's mind that's watching it is gender. It's the gender roles, and those are the values that we really condemn, because your biological sex should not dictate how you are be in society. It just shouldn't, and you're just gonna have to deal with that, son.
As inexcusable. And they dropped their ads from our network because of what they called values misalignment. You're damn right our values are misaligned. And it's not just Harry's either. Gillette razors used to be the best a man could get. Then they decided that men are too toxic. Unless you're the kind of man who teaches his dog.
Jesus Christ. If I remember correctly, that's not actually what they said. I think they were just talking about toxic masculinity, which doesn't mean that men are toxic. It's just saying that there are aspects of masculinity that's toxic and harmful to women and also men, because a lot of the things that lead to like the male suicide is toxic masculinity. So like, why? And this is just like blatant dishonesty on his part and everyone's part that keeps saying that. Anytime somebody brings up toxic masculinity, they take that and say, oh, so you think men are inherently toxic? No, nigga. Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? No, I'm saying that there are toxic aspects to masculinity as we know it in the West and in modern culture. Mind you, that like that those aspects are harmful towards men and harmful towards women, because again, as I said before, when it comes to the whole gender roles thing, it's just like you're forcing women to be in a subservient position when if whether they want to or not, and you're forcing men to be like an emotionless rock whether they want to be or not, which is inherently damaging to their mental health and contributing to the high male suicide. And it also kind of contributes to like a little bit of rape culture in society. And when I say that, I mean like a lot of men don't really understand like consent at all, unfortunately. And honestly, that is a big part of toxic masculinity, because men just aren't really taught to understand what consent even means. So they tend to be a little bit they tend to go like farther than they really think that they should, and they don't really seem to understand that like you're crossing boundaries you shouldn't with people, and it also causes them to feel like that they are owed sexual interaction with women. So those are aspects of toxic masculinity that's not inherently a male thing. And if you think all of these aspects are inherently masculine, that says a lot about that says more about you than it does about anyone that even spews the word toxic masculinity, because now you're saying that being masculine is being a fucking rapist, emotionless piece of shit. And if those are your values, and sorry, bro.
Daughter to shave her beard. If that makes sense to you, keep buying Gillette.
Wait, who's having their who's having their babies, children, daughter shave their little boys don't even shave their dog. You know, cis women actually shave, right? Oh boy. Oh boy, I'm crossing some boundaries here. Yeah, cis women shave. Did you know that? Crazy, right? I know. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I didn't, yeah. It's crazy. Learn something new every day. Yeah, that's why their faces are so nice and smooth. They shave. Please, stop. No one is... Who has said any... Oh shit, I just noticed! The Walrus! Johnny the Walrus, written by Matt Walsh. Oh my god. This... the Daily Wire lore. It all comes together.
But if you've had enough of the woke bullshit, and you're tired of paying companies like
Woke
Harry's
bullshit.
and Gillette to hate you...
Don't you love how, like, all the assistants are just like, you know... I may be reading too deep into this, but, like, I feel like the imagery of this video is just kind of weird, considering how, like, how these two women are in the background, just, like, these are, like, you know, they're like, the stereotypical hot chicks that are, like, basically his servants, just doing as he pleases, not saying a single word in the video whatsoever. Well, most of the people, well, he's the only one talking, so this is no men speaking in this. But like, still, it's like the servant women, just like, you know, women knowing their place, you know, women being in their place, sit back, look pretty, shut up, and do what I say, type shit. You know, that's the society that we want. Again, this is just a speculation, but I feel like that's what he's going for with his imagery here, and he doesn't want to openly say it, so he's just, you know, he's just gonna, you know, tell that he's gonna say that through the visuals in this video, you know. Yeah, you know, that's just how it that's the society that the conservatives stand for. Women looking pretty, being silent, and being subservient, and doing what the men say. Hell yeah! Conservative values, fighting for the true America.
And buy my new razor instead.
Absolutely psychotic. Really funny though.
Behold Jeremy's razors. Yes, they're real. Yes, they're fabulous. But Jeremy, you say, you're a svelte silver fox with a salt and pepper beard that's the envy of lesser men. You're damn right I am.
Hey look, it's Ben Shapiro. Sorry.
And I want to be clear that shaving with a Jeremy's razor won't actually make you look more like me.
Yes, you're giving me fierce, you're giving me power.
Could make you look more like this guy, though. And that's the most homoerotic moment you'll ever get from a Jeremy's razor commercial.
Get it? Because we are the being gay bad, and we don't support the gays. We stand for you. We don't support the gays like those other bastards do. We are truly straight. We are truly monogamous. Well, not really. They don't stand for monogamy inherently. And we are super masculine and no gays, guys. No gays. We don't support those things. Because we stand for and love you guys. Yeah.
What kind of man shaves with a Jeremy's razor? I don't know. How about cowboys, firefighters, those guys that shot Osama bin Laden? I mean,
just every fucking like hyper masculine stereotype. Nothing wrong with being any of those things though. Hell, I mean, I support that shit. Hell yeah, be as masculine as you want to. Hell yeah. Be a firefighter. Be a hiker, a lumberjack. Be a guy who shot bin Laden. Cause fuck bin Laden. Seriously, fuck bin Laden.
I mean, no, none of those guys have ever even heard of a Jeremy's razor, but imagine how much more manly they'd be if they had. Right now, you're probably wondering if this whole thing is a joke. Sure it is. But that doesn't mean it isn't real, or that it won't be the best shave of your life. Harry's Razors doesn't want your business. I do. They seem to hate you, and I can't say that I love you, but I don't mean you any specific harm.
I really fucking hate this messaging right here. Because, again, like... Because literally, conservative values are inherently about just hatred towards LGBT people. I'm sorry, but it is. It's just like being conservative. You're saying that being gay, if you're gay, you're like kind of you're just groomed into it. If you're trans, you're also just groomed into it. This, that, or the other, and denying people's identity are my personal values, and anyone who disagrees with me and says that it's okay to be trans or it's okay to be gay, well, they hate you. Being inclusive to people that I hate is hatred towards me. How dare you? I am offended that you don't hate these groups of people as much as I do, but since I hate these people with you, then I like you, I guess? I don't know. But yeah, I hate that messaging, because honestly, because like, it reinforces staunch like exclusivity or like denial of people's rights because they don't align with their values, and now you feel more justified in it because anyone who disagrees with me that being gay and trans is inherently a degenerate thing, then I am the victim. I am the victim of hatred. Like what?
Our country's in trouble. Conservatives are being canceled by Hollywood, the media, universities, and now Harry's razors.
Good. Your values suck.
Stop giving your money to woke corporations who don't think you deserve their product. Give it to me instead.
Really fucking stupid because Harry's razors being inclusive towards LGBT people, like they're not the ones saying that you don't deserve our product. They're just saying we support these groups of people, and if you don't want to buy our product because of that, then that's on you. Not them. That's on you, not them. You're the ones that are just so like triggered that companies are supportive of a marginalized group, that that like you're just going to choose not to support them because of that. It's just like, dude, it's just a fucking razor. They're so fucking whine. This is the whiniest thing that bugs me about conservatives. It's just like, anytime like any company or anybody whatsoever is inclusive towards like a group of people, and it's like the fucking meme. LGBT people accepted by marginalized LGBT people finally accepted into broader society. Conservatives most affected. Like what? You don't have to like them, but still, it says a lot about you, the fact that you're gonna be mad that other people are accepting them, and now you're the one that's negatively being affected by that. How about move on with your life? Stop whining that people are being accepted into society.
Head over to IHateHarrys.com and pre-order your Founders Series razor and shaving cream set today.
Bro, this is so fucking... There's so much spite in this video. This nigga really named it I Hate Harrys. I'm so done. Guys, seriously. You can't tell me that this isn't whiny. And when I say that conservatives hate, like, and if you're conservative and you're watching this video, when I say that you hate LGBT people, I don't entirely really mean that, but like, the ideology and your personal values that you that you have are rooted in hatred towards like LGBT people. I'm not saying that you personally hate them. Like, your ideology as like an entity is really just nothing but hatred towards these people. Because like there really is no objective reason why trans people shouldn't be, or gay people shouldn't be accepted into broader society. And if you're upset that a company or just anything or any entity whatsoever is supportive of those people, then that says a lot more about you than it does them, because you're just so like... Because then I will confidently say that you hate these people, because if it affects you so much that other people are accepting of a group of people, then I don't know what else to call it but hate, to be honest. I mean, you don't really lose anything from LGBT people being accepted into society. Not really. You really don't. You inherently don't. And if you want to talk about like, well, it's bad for kids, then you have to prove to me why being gay is inherently bad. Because if it's bad for kids, then it's just then it has to be bad broadly, right? And the whole trans thing, that's a whole other fucking debate on its own, because apparently because conservatives are so like fearful of anything medical whatsoever. Like, I don't want to get too deep in the topic right now, but like still, all of the medical treatments around trans youth is heavily regulated. Like, it's heavily gatekept to the point where they're trying to make sure that they're not going to give it to people that don't need it. And on top of that, you want to talk about the health risks towards it. It's no doctor will never not tell you about the health risks. And a lot of the health risks are entirely circumstantial to begin with anyway. And again, this is why we consult doctors and tell them, and they tell us how this can be potentially harmful towards you specifically because you suffer from this external disease that might be worsened by this treatment. And that's just with any medication or medical treatment whatsoever. And if you think trans kids are getting like bottom surgery, you're fucking stupid. 16-year-old, the youngest I heard was 17, and that's really not that young. I'm pretty sure by like 16, trans people have a firm grasp on their gender identity, so no. Anyway, that's the video. I'm done rambling for right now. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch y'all later.